Angle measurements, we're going to be looking at them within parallel lines cut by a transversal. So here's example 1. Please draw and label the example and then determine what the relationship the two angles have. The relationship between these two angles is that they are corresponding. So we're going to write, I'm going to go back. We're going to write corresponding. Because that is their relationship. And then if you look at your notes, look at the big box that you wrote to tell if they are congruent or supplementary, and you should have written congruent. So we're going to write congruent. And if they're congruent, that means they equal each other. So we're going to find x, and we're going to find the missing angle measurement. So I'm going to go ahead and set up a box answer. I know I need x equals, and then I know I need this missing angle. And because they are congruent and equal to each other, I'm going to have 6x plus 5, and it equals 137. Now I have a basic two-step equation. Go ahead and solve it and find x. First, we will subtract 5 from both sides. That cancels, and we have 6x equals 137 minus 5 is 132. I divide both sides by 6. That cancels, and I have x equals 22. So I can fill in that box. And now I'm going to go to this box right here. And I should already know that because they're congruent, it's going to equal 137 degrees. But I'm going to show work because I want to make sure that the x equals 22 is right. So we should get 137 when we substitute 22 in place of x. So let's go ahead and do that. So we have 6 times 22, which is 132 plus 5, and that equals 137. Because we did this part, we know that the x value that we got is going to be correct. Here is example 2. Please draw the figure and label it, and write down the relationship between the two angles that have the given information. The relationship between these two angles, if I put a point on the vertex, I see that they are vertical angles. So I'm going to write vertical angles, and I know by looking at the foldable that vertical angles are congruent, which means they equal each other. So 2x plus 1 is going to equal 63. So I can write that equation, draw a line down the equal sign, and I'm going to solve. I already know I'm going to have to get x equals, and I know I'm going to have to get this angle measurement, and it should be 63. So let's go back to the equation. Subtract 1 from both sides. 2x equals 62. Divide both sides by 2. So x equals 31. So I can fill that box in. Now I'm going to substitute 31 in place of x to make sure that 31 is the correct answer, because we know we should get the 63. So 2 times 31 plus 1. 2 times 31 is 62. Bring down the plus 1, and we know that equals 63. So our answer would be correct. Here is the last example, example 3. And as before, draw the picture, label it, and write down the relationship between the two angles that are given. These are going to be adjacent angles or linear pair because they make a straight line. And because we know they make a straight line, they are supplementary. which means they equal 180 degrees when added together. So I'm going to write the equation. X plus 2 plus 134 equals 180 degrees. I know I need this angle measurement, and I know I need x equals. Those are the two answers I need. So now we're going to solve the equation. I can combine like terms. So x plus 136 equals 180. And I would subtract 136 from both sides. And I have x equals 44. I'm going to fill that in, and then let's see if that's going to help get our answer correctly. So we're going to substitute x in place, we're going to substitute 44 in place of x, so that would be 44 plus 2, and that equals 46. To take it one step further, I might add the two angles to see that they add up to 180 degrees. So off to the side, I'm going to take 134 plus 46. When I add those together, I get 180. So I know my answer is correct.